Well, hello and welcome to the Cobras podcast. As usual, I'm David, and I'm joined by my best friends
Oh
and
my God.
co-hosts. Bonjour.
That's you.
Sorry, my phone just literally blew up giving me a notification for every email that I haven't opened. And it was just like,
Oh,
Scrolling. What is going on?
gee whiz.
I got the list.
it just didn't stop for a second. But yeah, I'm good. It's
Good
a day.
deal.
I won
It is a
Fusion.
day.
We'll flip that little part out.
Oops. Yeah, you did that. You did
Way to
do
go, buddy. Way to
You did
go.
do that.
Cyrus, how you doing?
Uppies?
Uppies,
Can
dude.
I get uppies?
Some motherfucking uppies,
What is
please.
this fucking uppies?
Did you not see the video?
No, what video?
Oh,
We should
gosh.
edit it into the podcast right here.
Can I get some uppies?
It'll be linked down in the description as well. Go check it out. It's funny as hell.
Good
That is a
right.
gold video.
uppies.
Uppies. Can I get uppies? Yeah, that's uppies.
Yeah, there
Wow.
you go.
Yeah.
So you get it now, Oscar?
Can I get uppies?
Oh,
Okay.
How are you doing, Oscar?
I'm doing good. How's everyone else? Everyone's doing good? How's
yeah,
everyone?
yeah, pretty well.
I'm doing pretty uppies right now.
Yeah,
I'm
we-
gonna
I get it.
I'm
I
gonna
get
start
it.
it off with something I wanted to mention a couple of weeks ago, and
Over
that
here.
is the telescope pictures we've gotten from space.
James Webb?
Yeah, I heard that they disproved the Big Bang Theory.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah?
In their discoveries, they discovered planets that defy characteristics in which they have based the Big Bang Theory on, and it was interesting to see some of the videos and how it unfolded. But yeah, I think it's been proven incorrect now.
Whoa.
how does this like affect the legacy of Sheldon's spot on the couch?
I don't know, man.
We don't want to
I
talk
think
about
I think he's dethroned.
Bazonger is what I
That
gotta say.
kind of
Bazinga.
that kind of Big Bang.
Bazinga. I mean,
It's pretty
I don't know.
wild,
I
though.
mean, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. I just don't understand how the explosion would even start
Right.
if it's just nothing out here and now there was
Right.
something.
Well,
Bang.
Yep.
Started with Leonard, and then they went and knocked on Penny's door for like
Penny.
Penny,
Penny. Penny.
and then the spinoff Young Sheldon started, and that was a start, really.
I'm talking about the actual Big Bang.
That is the actual Big
Oh,
Bang.
all right. Sorry. No,
There's
you're
like
right.
10 whole seasons, man. It was a big deal, okay? Everybody watched it. Everybody loved it. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what channel.
Okay,
turned
I
the
didn't
TV on.
watch it.
And now it's just wrong. So it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter
well,
anyway.
yeah, Friends people are like ecstatic.
You know, I never watched The Friends either.
I've never watched Friends.
I never
either.
watched Friends
I've
either.
watched episodes, but I've never sat down and watched the entirety of Friends.
No.
I've done How I Met Your Mother. Have you seen that one?
I've seen all of How I Met
That's
Your
a
Mother.
good one. Have you seen
I-
that one, David?
I've seen bits and pieces. It's another
great
like
show.
Good show, yeah.
When we first got Netflix in like 2011, like when we were pointing the Wii remote at the TV to select shit,
God.
we watched all of How I Met Your Mother leading up into the final season.
Mhm.
Because I remember at school, like the other kids were like, "Did you watch How I Met Your Mother?" And I'm like, "Why are we watching How I Met Your Mother?" I went to middle school, weird kid.
I'm waiting for
Well,
Johnny Test to come on, dude.
Man, I love Johnny Test. I know
Yeah.
the internet makes fun of it, but that show was lit. Plus, that one was on Netflix too, so you could watch it ad nauseum and just keep watching the
Did they
episodes
reboot it,
over
or
and
that's
over
it?
again. Yes, there's a Netflix reboot, and it's like a different animation style.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
exact same show,
Hmm.
but I think it's still as entertaining as the classic series.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the classics.
I think what people hate is some of what the later seasons became, which was just really fast humor
Mhm.
and sound effects. But the first season's really good. Of Johnny
That's what
Test.
SpongeBob's going through right now.
Have you watched some of the newer SpongeBob?
Yeah, it makes me hurt.
They changed the animation style. So like
See,
it used to be hand drawn
Right.
SpongeBob, like traditional animation, and then I think it was around the time when the movie came out they decided to move towards like computer flash animation.
Right.
It's quicker, it's cheaper to produce, and you can get a bigger team of people to work on it because it's easier to pass it around. But now it seems like they're still doing computer animation, but they're putting different spins and twists on it. Like, what they used to call like old 30s and 40s cartoons is rubber hose animation, and where all the
Mhm.
characters look like they have noodle arms and stuff like that. That's kind of what SpongeBob is going through. I guess they placed an emphasis on character movement and facial animations.
They just have like a lot of like wacky shit happening all at once, like how those old ones were like, where
Yeah.
a lot of shit was happening at once. And you're like, bro, I'm trying. How the fuck am I supposed to hear them talk if
Mhm.
they're like upchucking popcorn or some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Some people complain, their biggest complaint is that the newer episodes of SpongeBob aren't like the older ones. But I was like, you think back to some of the older episodes of SpongeBob, and they were still a little unhinged.
Right.
Nematodes came and took SpongeBob's house away, and then he gets beat by Patrick and his giant, massive rock.
or was the
And then Squidward's literally dancing on the grave of his house.
and then, what was it, Mr. Krabs?
Boo!
No, it was Squidward. Drop. What was it at the graveyard, leaving flowers for?
Oh, his hopes and
His hopes
dreams.
and dreams, yeah.
His
Here
Krabs
lies
just, what a
Squidward's hopes
baby.
and dreams.
Oh my
What a
god.
baby.
While they were fucking going to bury a body.
Yeah, but it was slow. Like it
No, it
led
was-
up to it.
It was when.
Oh, that
Mr.
was
Krabs
Smitty
went-
Jaeger Warberman
Yeah,
Jensen.
dug up
Yeah.
Smitty Werman and
Yeah.
Jensen.
Still
Yeah.
digging up a fucking grave.
Would I really defile this grave for money?
Of course I would. Yeah, but like, see, like that. It was just like, it wasn't like, oh, fucking zing zang a boom over here and then jumped over here,
Brandon,
bing bang boop.
you'd have to let me know, but I keep seeing like on Ask Reddit threads, like people are asking about kids shows that aren't fucking annoying. And I guess there's one called Bluey.
Oh, dude.
Oh, Bluey's annoying too.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
off.
I thought
heard-
that was just Blue's Clues.
No.
No.
Oh.
I've heard it's the least annoying of like if you were to watch like Caillou, Peppa Pig, and like stuff for kids around that age range. That
Okay.
Bluey is
Dude,
the least annoying
I'm gonna-
because people older than 3 can tolerate it.
I'm gonna say
You'll
this
have
right.
to be the judge of that.
I'm gonna say this as a grown ass man who's seen it multiple times because I was babysitting.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking good for
Yeah.
a kid show.
You like it?
I love it, bro.
So
Really?
It's like, yeah.
I watched a
Okay.
couple clips, but I've never sat down and watched an episode because I'm old, at the ripe tender age of 37.
Change your life.
No, I'm kidding. I'm actually 19.
I knew it.
Dude, let me get that number.
Dang it. What? No, sorry. You're not Drake.
Yeah.
The thing that I hear about it is that it's not what the kids do. It's the adult interactions feel real.
Mm-hmm.
The way the adults talk in the show. Because if you ever watch Peppa Pig, the adults are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
In every kid show.
Whatever
the
you want,
adults are
Peppa.
Fucking idiots. And I guess they're written in that show like they're actual adults.
Interesting.
And I can agree with that from like the little bit that I've watched. And now that I've watched a couple clips, now it keeps coming up in my YouTube feed.
Oh fuck.
Dude, like,
Rip.
it's also like, it's not oriented solely on the kids. Like, there was an episode where it was around the mom of having, because there's 2 kids in the show, right?
Right.
But it was around where she just had the first kid, the older kid, and she was questioning herself if she was being a good mom or not because she was seeing another mom who was like, my kid's walking first before my kid, or my kid's talking more than my kid. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so she thought like, oh, I'm not teaching her fast enough, so she's falling behind everybody. But then the other mom came up to her and was like, don't worry, you're doing a great job. And she started crying. I was like, holy shit.
It's a kid's show, but the parents can enjoy it. Too.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Hmm.
It's really good.
So that's why
Carefully written.
that's why I say
Yeah.
I employ Brandon to be the person to test that out and be like, oh yeah, this
Watch
show
me
is
not be able to
offensive.
stand it.
I'm about to say, Brandon's just like, fuck this. I wish he was ready.
It's an
okay.
It's Australia. They're all Australians.
Like, where's Mrs. Appleberry? Come on.
Was there a cartoon like that where like, I don't know, you didn't like it at first, but you got older and watched it and you realized there was a lot more humor than you took it for?
I seen
Any
that-
cartoons?
Yeah, like with like older kid stuff, like the freaking Scooby Doo movie,
Fucking Invader Zim.
or like
You didn't realize how
Zim,
much
yeah.
shit is in that when you're a kid.
Oh man, I did that with Gumball. I remember when Gumball came
oh
out.
my
I was
god,
gonna say
I was like-
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I did not like Gumball when it came out, and then I think it was when I was doing Halo Reach on Legendary, and I was so fucking bored of dying over and over that I had Hulu popped up, and I was like watching stuff, and I was like, oh, Gumball, I guess I'll watch a couple episodes, and just watch through every episode in 1 week.
Hmm.
I think it was 16, because it was that summer in between sophomore and junior year.
Yeah.
But holy shit, yeah, Gumball is fucking insane when you watch it as an adult because I don't know, it has a couple, like, it's a kid's show, but it has adult moments where you're just like, this is really morbid.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like they are delivering a pizza, and then the people at the door, they open the door and it's 2 giant adult pizzas, and they're like sitting there talking about the baby like it's a boy.
holy
And they
Oh,
go, "Here's your tip." And Darwin, fucking Gumball, when he reaches out for the tip, drops the pizza on the ground, and it keeps slowly dripping down the steps. And they look up at the parents, and they're mortified. They put the pizza box down, and as Darwin is running away, he fucking steps on the pizza and slides on.
Oh my god.
oh no,
Oh man, it's crazy.
That is fucking
It
wild.
has a moment. There was one where he was like a social justice warrior or whatever.
Yes.
And he was, where's your privilege? And he just sent a shockwave out.
There's that one with a fucking balloon kid. They were like, yeah, the diet is very good, whatever they were eating, and they literally just shoved it up their balloon hole like fucking solid, and they were talking the whole time. And then a kid walks up and goes, "That's pretty cool, but how did you do that while you were talking?" And he just goes,
There was the other episode. I forget what the flower's name is. You know how there's a flower in the pot?
yeah.
But he's like wilting away and he doesn't know what's happening. And Gumball and Darwin, they researched it and they finally discover what's going on. He needs to be clipped. Like they need to cut him off so that he regrows into a new flower for the new season. And Gumball and Darwin go from completely normal to like, it's like like they do like a transition and suddenly they're on like a gardening show. And they're the hosts, and they're sitting there talking very polite, like, and they keep running around with shears about to cut this dude's head off.
What the fuck?
And he's running around screaming for his life.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man,
Cartoon Network has been fucking just crazy. Like if you think of Courage,
yeah,
and all the crazy ass shit they were showing with
Yeah.
Courage.
That's based off a true thing. You didn't know that?
What do you mean it's based off a true thing?
The whole premise of the middle of nowhere, like it's a true story. Like there was
What?
There were it was this old elderly couple that lived on their little house and on their property, like literally just out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And they constantly reported that they would see weird shit like out in the fields and stuff, and like out in the distance and close to the house and stuff. And then eventually everyone stopped hearing from them. And then when they went to check on the house, they were gone, and the only thing in the house was the dead dog.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? That's a kid.
all right, estate sale.
Yeah, that's where they got the idea from.
That's insane. What the fuck, bro? So you told me they saw Ramses and they didn't give him the slab?
Maybe it's probably just a bunch of
Turn the
skinwalkers,
slab.
or
Jesus Christ.
Wendigos, or Candymans, or Slendermans, or
Pepto-Bismol and Tom Brady.
them lean drinkers.
Fucking lean, wacky slab. Yeah. Any other cartoons? Anybody had a strong association with?
Oh well, no, but I do know, the walk. I know it's kind of weird to throw it in this direction, but because we're talking about the TV, and did you know that The Walking Dead is on Disney Plus?
Is it?
But not for North America or like the Western Hemisphere. It's only in. Hold on, I have it right here.
How can we watch it if we're in America?
I will show you one simple hack you can do on your Xbox.
Yeah, you can
Get a
change it.
You
VPN.
literally,
Get it.
no,
Yeah,
you
you can
literally
VPN.
just
It's in,
Use code COBBIT. We don't have a sponsor.
It's only available in Europe, Japan, and Indonesia.
no. If you go to
okay.
Huh.
language and location and set your location to whatever that is,
Yeah.
it'll give you access to that.
Dude, it has a
country's
built-in
platform stuff.
VPN?
Basically, yeah.
Whoa.
So that's the trick to play video games, like single player games early, is when it comes out the day before, set your Xbox in New Zealand because that's where it releases first.
Whoa. Okay.
Wicked.
It's it's called the New Zealand trick for a reason. It's suddenly like whenever a single player game comes out, Xbox is like, oh, all these people from New Zealand are like
Popping off.
That's
Why-
crazy.
Why is there more people online than there are in New Zealand?
The people in New Zealand are actually being like misrepresented because of everybody hopping on a video game the day before it comes out.
That's insane. I never knew
No
you
one
could
in
do
that fucking
Yeah.
entire island plays a video game.
Yeah, you literally just go to system and then language and location right there. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
All
all
right.
you have to do.
Thanks,
Shit.
Xbox.
Just change your location to literally
Turkey.
whatever one it needs to be.
Portugal.
It can't do Russia right now, can it?
Let's see.
Yep.
Oh, you can.
Hey,
All right.
Russia, it's
I don't know if
like
it'll work or
Can you do
not.
Russia and Ukraine? There's no Ukraine.
Those bastards.
Oh no!
Conspiracy.
Somebody turn on the news.
Turn on the news. Check on the channel. Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah, it's not good.
no.
Hong Kong SAR.
Huh?
What is
Because
that?
they're their own.
Is Hong Kong that big?
They're going to be
Oh, it's
sorry.
Or
right.
no.
Hong Kong's out of China, part of China, right? Something like that.
Hong Kong
Yeah,
is in
because
Taiwan.
they still have the Hong Kong dollar.
Geography is hard.
Yeah, Hong Kong, I'm pretty sure, is in Taiwan, and that's a region that China wants to like own.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they owned it. It's kind of like similar to the Russia-Ukraine situation. It was land they owned previously, but they had to give it up.
Damn.
Crazy stuffs.
Uppies?
Some up.
Uppies?
Uppies?
Just kidding.
Yeah, but Well, I don't know other shows that are locked in other regions. I know Rick and Morty is you can watch it in the UK on Netflix, and it's not on here in the UK or
It's
in the US.
on Hulu and HBO Max here in the U.S.
That's true.
It's because Hulu has a lot of deals here in the U.S. that they still abide by because
So
deals.
I thought I didn't even think it would like change overseas.
It's
and everything.
like the minute that the Activision deal goes through, everything Activision is just gonna get ripped from PlayStation. It's kind of how Netflix is with other properties. Basically, you saw it with The Office and that '70s show. As soon as their contracts ended, they went yoink and they got pulled to their own streaming platforms because
Yep.
Peacock now hosts The Office and
the 70 show.
that '70s show.
Because they originally were on NBC.
Wow. Okay.
I want to get the
Yeah.
box set. The box set on Amazon for the entirety of that '70s show is like $30.
Wow, that's not bad.
Every episode, $30.
You're gonna watch the
You get it on
90s show
DVDs.
when it comes out?
Yes, dude, I'm excited. Oh man, I can't remember. I think I first watched through that '70s show like my first year of college, and that show was wonderful. It is so good.
It's
Yeah, dude, it's
fucking
fucking
great.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I was when I first watched it, I was told to ignore the seasons that Eric is gone because they mean nothing.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
as soon as Eric leaves, you can honestly just skip to the last
That's
episode.
That's exactly what I did.
It's so bad. I watched every single episode, and I couldn't tell you a single plot point from a single one of those episodes. I don't remember anything about it.
kitty.
That's what every time I see bacon, I go, bacon.
Bacon.
Okay, kids, listen up. I know that it is a fact that 4 out of 5 kids smoke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna close my eyes, and I don't care who it's from, but there better be a lit cigarette between these fingers. So the cigarette goes up, and then everyone holds up a fucking lighter.
Fuck, who was it? Was Red that was holding that, right? No, who was it? That one asked for the cigarette.
It was Kitty.
Kitty.
Yeah, it was Kitty.
Okay.
Because she was the one that smokes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for the 70s show. I don't know how they're gonna
90s.
90s, sorry. That's whatever, dude. I don't know how they're gonna write off Hyde.
They're probably just gonna kill him.
They're gonna kill him or put him in prison and not really talk about it.
See, I saw a thing where in the 70s show he said that in 10 years he would be in prison.
Yeah.
And so
They might
just put him
roll
in
with
prison.
that.
Yeah.
It's like how Roseanne, because they brought back Roseanne in 2017, 2018,
Mhm.
and then she had that racist tirade on Twitter, and they threw her from the show because she was like, "What are you gonna do? Kick me off the show?" So they kicked her
They're
off the show.
yeah. You're
Um,
gonna do stab me? It says
yeah,
stab.
and they took her name off the show and they renamed it to the Connors.
Oh, okay.
And they just killed Roseanne.
Yeah,
They
she's
just
dead.
killed off her character. Yeah,
She's
and
dead.
And they came back in the next season. They were like, "Okay, she's gone," and then just rolled with the show.
Fair
They
enough.
did. Yeah,
It's
and I
like
think
when they
it's still
killed
showing.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2.5
Hey.
Men.
we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Was that last
I
week?
think
or-
last week.
No,
Yeah.
early this week, I think.
I think it was on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah.
How did they kill him, Brandon?
It's I forget how he dies, but the season literally starts at his funeral, and it's just you know how like at funerals like people take their last look at the person and then they go sit down. Every single person was just walking up to Charlie Sheen and spitting on his face.
Oh, Jesus.
Because people forget him and the director had a huge falling out. It was pretty much a get the fuck out of my face situation.
Yeah.
To put it into a recent example, it was like when Jeff Tremaine told Bam Margera to fuck right off and you are done. And
Yeah.
got like it was pretty much that, but 10 years ago. Because that was when we got the famous Tiger Blood interview.
Tiger
He's like,
Blood.
I got Tiger Blood.
Oh, okay.
Winning. Yeah.
Was it after that they kicked him off the show?
It was shortly after that interview shit started to spiral downhill for
Okay.
him on the show.
Yeah. And that really fucked with my opinion of Charlie Sheen for a long time. Because, being a kid, you see that and you go, oh, he's always crazy. So I always think of him as crazy. And it's like you forget that he was in, a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he was a very respected actor. That's why he was doing 2.5 Men, was because he had a name.
Right.
He was the main star of that show.
Yeah.
He was the pole.
And now they got Ashton Kutcher, baby.
I watched that episode live when it came out because it was a huge deal. Because they're like, Ashton Kutcher is on 2.5 Men?
Yeah.
I need to see this.
And then the show kind of fizzled out because like Jake left. The kid
He went to
in the show.
college.
show.
Yeah.
He went to
Okay.
college and he was done on the show. So it was like, okay.
Two men.
2 men.
It's just too many.
And then the actor
That
that,
sounds a
played
little
Bertha
different,
died
yeah.
too, and then she was off the show.
Mhm.
Huh.
So the show.
Well, actually, I don't know if she died before or after the show ended.
Yeah. But basically, the show became a shell of itself. And it was like, you guys really got to end it.
Stop it. Stop it now.
It's funny because a lot of that network TV, like you go back and you look at it and you're like, some of it was good, some of it was bad. There was one show called Raising Hope that was really fucking good.
Oh, that's the baby, right?
I remember
there's a-
that show.
Yeah.
That show was
remember about it.
actually really funny. And they're actually the same guy that wrote that show is coming out with a new one on Freevee, and he's using the same actors that played the
Is it
guy's
like a sequel?
parents. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a spiritual successor,
Okay.
but it's
Huh.
about COVID.
Oh.
Huh.
And the trailer had them like wrapping people in fucking plastic and like going, "Oh, COVID."
Get
Just
away.
basically just being total nutcases because people forget there's a lot of source material.
Oh
just
my
in COVID
god!
itself.
Just Google Walmart 2020 and the pictures are amazing.
The first season
Oh.
of It's Always Sunny that they did last year was about 2020. It was called 2020 A Year in Review, and it was a Forrest Gump styled episode where the gang was involved in every big event in 2020. So like so the episode is with them at the Capitol riots,
Yep.
and it's them like recounting the year 2020 and how they were like at every big event that happened in 2020. It's pretty fucking funny.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Fucking
They were
sweet.
at the Capitol riots.
they were at the Capitol
They
riots.
were in China. It's like, dude, that guy's having bat soup.
I'm gonna spoil the twist, but the episode is basically like they're showing their support for a politician, and the person that they're talking to is like, "Okay, I can't believe you guys are all hardcore Trumpers," because the whole episode is just them being fucking crazy, and everyone in the bar goes, "What? No." And then the person's like, "What do you mean you're not Trumpers?" They're like, "We're voting for Kanye." And then they just leave the bar because they're like, "Okay, whatever."
What are you?
Yeah,
voting
the
for, dude?
whole time they were talking about Kanye.
That's fucking funny.
Jesus.
It's fucking hilarious.
Um.
Did you guys see that GTA 6
Six leaks?
shit?
I was about to say
Yes.
that came out like 10 hours after we were done recording last week.
It
So
always
Yeah.
happens like that.
Yeah, we missed it on my last episode.
That was wild,
Unbelievable.
though. Did you guys see that gameplay?
I
though?
saw a little bit because I didn't want to see too much.
Right, I did the same thing.
I just saw like the characters move and like them aim, and then that
The
was
animations look fucking
it.
smooth.
They look nice.
They
Yeah.
look cool.
And every clip I saw had fucking code just over the screen the
Right.
whole time, so you couldn't. It didn't literally look that great graphically wise, but
Dude, people were shitting on it for that.
yeah, and it's like it's in a game
Yeah,
in development.
they're
They
not
haven't
even-
put the shine on it. They're still working out
They just said
how
that
the
they're
game
making
works.
it.
There was a
Yeah.
huge Twitter battle over that because there were people on Twitter that were irate about the state of the game, basically saying it's shit. There's no reason it should look like this years into development. And then there was a famous tweet that somebody put out that says that graphics are the first thing that a company does. And this is already a representation of what the game's going to look like.
Because they're working on it actually.
So you know who responded to them?
Who?
Studio heads showing early gameplay of all their games. The creator or the director of Control came out and showed early gameplay footage of the game Control.
Ooh.
And
And
the
it looks like
graphics were
shit.
bad. Everything was matted out,
Right.
and the boxes on the level, like the elements that you throw around, were just big cubes that said "throw me" on them.
Have you
Right.
seen the?
And then companies just started posting video after video after video of the early builds of all of their games, showing that this guy does not know what he's fucking talking about. And this guy just
Exactly.
got the slam dunk on Twitter of just, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut up.
It's like the
Yeah.
first version of Sea of Thieves that came out. It was literally a game that looked like dog shit, and every player was a giant jelly bean.
Yes.
They didn't have actual character models. You were just a fucking bouncing
Because
jelly
you
bean.
have teams of people that work on the game. Because I don't understand game development, but I was in coding long enough to realize that there was segments of teams that worked on stuff, and then they'd come together and integrate slowly. So you have teams that work on the engine, you have teams that work on the physics of the game, and then you have teams that are working on like putting the models into the game and then interacting with the game. There's so many teams that come together to make sure that it all works.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy is like, oh no, they just do all of the art at first, and then they just start building the game. They just get 100 guys around one computer, and they start just making the game.
It
They
just
just
works.
They paint a pretty picture and then they turn it into life.
Yeah, they take a picture and they put it in the computer. They just fucking shove it in.
And it just works. It just works.
Yeah.
It makes sense that the graphics are the last touch, you know.
It's like
because-
saying you paint the house first.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Colton was explaining it to me a little bit better because he's more knowledgeable in it. But basically, he was just like, "Yeah, this looks fine." He's like, "It's an older build of the game. What are you guys complaining about?"
Right.
Literally, they haven't put the
Right.
polish on it
Yeah.
yet.
Have you seen all the Skate 4 videos that are coming out
Mm-mm.
recently? So basically, there's open source code for Skate 4, and people are downloading them to their machines.
Oh,
And if you
shit.
see the gameplay, it looks worse than the GTA 6 footage because it's a really, really early alpha build of the game.
Right.
That's what it
Damn.
comes down to. Did you guys see any more information on how the hack happened and how the gameplay was leaked?
It's
No.
like something with a ransom, right? They got
There was
got it.
a hacker
Yeah.
that was able to infiltrate their Slack servers, which if you don't know what Slack is,
I don't.
it's basically Discord for the workplace.
Oh.
So basically, you
Oh.
can set up channels and shit like that, and that's probably and that's how
Wow.
teams communicate with each other. I remember using it a little bit in college, like for classes. That's where we would go to ask for help and shit like that.
Okay.
And like people that were coding, they would always be signed into Slack, and you can ask them a question, and they'd be able to answer it back. They said that somebody was able to hack into their Slack, and they pulled almost all of the video files that people were sharing within it. Slack is very confidential because when you sign up for it, you sign a bunch of agreements that say, I am working for my workplace. My workplace has set the rules. If I break these rules, the company's coming after me.
Yeah.
My
Right.
company and shit like that. Basically, this isn't to the public. Slack is very internal.
Yeah.
So he was able to pull all the videos and he released them online. And the person also claimed they were the one behind the Uber hack.
Oh God.
There was an Uber hack recently, and I guess they're like, hey, we did that too. People forget GTA pulls in $25 million every few days. The game makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
It made so much money that the FBI stepped in and said, we are investigating it.
Oh,
because there's a
shit.
lot of money that is being fucked with right now
Yeah.
because the reputation of GTA is on the line.
Yeah.
I saw
Because
that.
you have a bunch of fucking NPCs going around going, game bad.
Yeah.
Game suck, not good.
I saw after it happened that Rockstar stocks went down because of
Yep.
the fucking release and everyone's money, like you said.
And they made an official statement, said this is real gameplay and our developers are hurt over the leaks because they're like, we were not ready to show the world the game. We're
Yeah.
still working on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's some fuck shit.
Yeah.
I'm always excited for the new game, but I want to wait for it.
Right.
You know?
I think it was yesterday or the day before, they finally found the dude. It was a 17-year-old in the UK.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Try him as an adult. Fuck that kid.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna get tried because he's
Yeah.
gotten arrested
Oh,
for
he's
this
in the UK.
past.
He
The
is an
UK.
adult in the UK.
He's already been arrested for the same thing, and the group is Lapsus.
Yep. And they
and-
pretty much called him out and they doxed him and I don't know
well,
who it is.
he left
but-
breadcrumbs.
Yes.
Everybody was saying this kid's dumb. I could show you who he is, but da 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 or da da da, and he was just leaving breadcrumbs, and everybody else was doxing him.
Yeah, they
'cause they're
figured
like,
it out and they
"You're
went,
a
oh,
moron."
this is who did it. Yeah, they were like, we know who did it.
Got him. Fucking got him.
I'm surprised
I don't
it wasn't
know. It's
Lizard
interesting.
Squad. Remember Lizard Squad?
Yeah, hope
Yeah.
that
Oh,
hope
God.
that kid had fun because he's going to prison for a while.
Yeah.
That is a rough fight. That is a rough fight to
You
pick.
were messing with deep pockets, and the FBI went, okay.
Yeah,
Fuck around,
once
find
the
out.
FBI stepped in, it's like, oh, you're fucked, fuck.
over.
The ABC boys are here.
Yeah.
Those the alphabet
The
mafia.
Alphabet Crew.
Alphabet crew.
Yeah. They get their whole corporation in the month of June.
Jeez. Yeah, he got a 1-month internet ban for his last charge.
Wow.
Well,
It's-
it banned
that
you from the
clearly worked.
internet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus.
for a month.
I don't know what the UK is like, but I feel like you're gonna have internet restricted for probably the rest of your life at that point, because that's just
Yeah.
how do you let somebody like that back on the internet and go, okay, don't do it again?
If he's able to fucking touch a computer again inside a prison,
Mhm.
like,
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
so-
hacked open my cell door.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting out of this joint.
What a terrible fate that kid has made. And it's like you knew what you were doing, but also
Yeah.
you're 17. I couldn't imagine doing that at 17. I remember like being stressed about going to class, but
Right.
He was probably
I have a
bragging with his
presentation.
friends, like, dude, I just saw the Rockstar stuff.
Hey,
I
bruv.
like, I'm in. It's so easy. And they're like, bullshit, dude. Then leak the shit. And he's like, fucking no balls. And then
I'll
just,
show you. Oh.
oi, bruv, I'm doing the shooty woody. I fucking grabbed the footagey woodagey.
they're like,
don't
what'd
show
you do
what you
that
wanted
for?
to
It's a senior year. Now we're culprits too.
Thanks, asshole.
Fucking knobs don't know how to program a game. Hey, check it out. Poor bastard.
That was wild.
Speaking of like some weird internet shit, what kind of internet shit? I found this on the internet.
Yeah.
This article.
Mhm.
So
On the internet?
on the internet, believe it or not, I know.
Through the internet.
There was recently a chess competition that happened.
Okay.
Not too long ago. You know about this?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Okay.
This is fun.
So it was like I think it was the world champion going against like a challenger, right?
Uh-huh.
He lost the first game, and because I'm mixing myself up.
You good?
He lost the first game, and he got so pissed off about it, he accused the other guy of cheating. But the way he accused him of how he cheated is really weird. He says that he inserted anal beads that would vibrate in a sequence that would tell him what the other guy's move was gonna be.
What were they playing?
Chess.
Chess.
They were playing chess, and I don't forgot the names right now.
So Hans Niemann
There you go.
was the challenger, and he went up against What's his fucking name? It's
Magnus-
Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, yeah, you go.
Okay.
Magnus Carlsen is the 5-time world chess champion. He's ranked number 1 in the world. That means he is the best chess player in the world. And he lost to Hans.
Huh.
And it was a big deal because basically Magnus kind of came out and said, well, he cheated. So now everyone's like, oh, anal beads.
Yeah.
But basically
Wow.
the anal beads were hooked up to a computer and a program that would tell him the perfect move.
It was insane.
So, what is it? What is the code? The tapping code.
Morse
Like
code?
Morse code.
It's anal bead Morse code.
Yeah.
Basically, what it would do is it would. If I had to project what it was doing, is because all the pieces, or not all the pieces, all the squares on a chessboard have a number to assign to them, like F4
number
and
and a letter.
G5. So it was probably just giving him 2 locations where he's at and where he should go with that piece.
But is there proof of the beads? Like,
No.
No, it's just their.
It's a claim.
It's basically, Carlson's like, yeah, Carlson's like he's cheating, and everyone went, it has to be the anal beads.
It's gotta be the
It's the vibrating underwear.
Yeah,
goddammit.
they had a rematch where it was like over online on online match, and after the second move, it was Carlson. Carlson just quit and left and disconnected. He could quit the competition like right there on the spot.
Kind of in protest that he was like, I got cheated out of a win, so he decided to do a rematch with them, and he resigned 2 moves in, as a big fuck you. It's a huge sign of disrespect to resign 2 moves in.
okay.
Usually you resign because, like, if you're playing a game of chess, you keep going, and sometimes you'll look at the board and you'll see what's going on,
It's just
and you
cat and mouse,
realize
yeah.
that you're losing, and you're just delaying the inevitable. So they'll go, okay, you win. I got it. Thank you. And you resign when you know you've lost. Basically, it's like your loss is imminent.
Right.
You give
You
it up.
accept it in respect or
You just
something.
concede.
But 2 moves in means that was huge disrespect. But the chess community is behind Carlsen just because he's the number 1 player, and they love the thought of the other guy cheating.
the other guy's like
Anal beads.
17 or something. He's like 19 or
19.
17. You're 19.
A very young kid. Yeah.
It's insane. Offer some fucking chess, bro. It's just fucking chess.
Chess drama.
This chess trauma.
Chess
In reality, he
anal beads.
probably fucking got the win fair and square too.
Yeah.
Like what?
Or the kid is really fucking high tech with his butt plugs.
That's true.
I mean, I want to believe the butt plug story. I mean, come on.
Well, I want to believe Bigfoot's real too, but I have to see it to
Hey,
believe
I've
it.
seen the blurry image, all right? He's
No,
real.
Bigfoot's just blurry.
Yeah, he's just a blurry guy.
Yeah.
All the hair, and it makes him hard to see.
So it's very fine first, so it's just
Yeah,
always
yeah.
wavy, so it makes him look like a blur.
He's like on a soap opera, when they get the fan in front of them.
You know how Thor's hair is always just in the wind? It's just like that, but fine, short silk.
The chess community is very passionate, and it sucks because I've always tried to go to chess.com and play against random people online, and just like, you think League of Legends is toxic? Oh man, some of the people we play chess against are they're insane.
Right.
Chess is their life on those.
Yeah,
games.
I like playing chess, but then you meet some of the people, and if you're just not as good as them, some people really put you down. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you really shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna explain to you why you shouldn't have done that, and they try to teach you. And then there's just people that are like, fucking
Dunk.
Right.
easy,
Good chigga.
Then-
Good chigga.
nice H8, you fucking tard. God.
H8.
But I kind of felt that way. I was watching last week, just before we left your house, I was watching Caleb and I think it was your cousin playing chess, and I
Right.
was like, what are these 2 guys doing? I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know how often they play chess, but it looks like never.
Mm-mm.
I never play chess. I never won a game.
Brandon did that. He got that glass chess set or something like that.
I've had
Do
that
you
one
remember
just for years, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember one day I came over to Kate's apartment, and you were like, let's play chess. And you busted out chess. I was like, do you really want to play chess? And he went, yes. And we got to a point in the game where Brandon was looking at the board and went, mm-hmm, yep. And you tipped the board and you went, yeah, you win.
Remember never to play chess with him. All right.
Do it.
Okay.
All right. Fine.
We'll give it a shot.
Chess match.
How many
Why not?
achievements do you have in chess?
Okay, but we got to be naked so that we can prove
Wait. What?
that nobody's cheating, because now we don't
Oh,
know.
the anal beads.
You have to
Yeah.
have an
Oh.
ass cam.
Oh,
Cam.
God, dude.
Patreon exclusive.
Oh, no.
Cabro's ass cam.
That's fucking disgusting, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, but we got to prove it.
I swear I ain't got no anal beads. Open up.
But dude, no. If they're going to something that wild, that as soon as you prove that there's nothing in your ass, they're gonna be like, yeah, what about your dick hole?
Yeah, you
That
can't.
was just sounding.
Oh,
Can't
shut
let
up.
them
I knew
know.
you. Why would you say that? Why would you don't say it again?
Sound off. Everybody, mic check.
Down.
Off.
Don't look up sound.
I like the way you sound.
Off. Sorry.
I don't know the reference.
Me
No,
either.
it's not a reference. Don't look up sounding.
Sounding?
Don't look it up.
Sounding. Okay. Everybody
Brandon,
look up
I'm
sounding.
literally telling you, if you value your eyeballs.
Brandon, you're the one that told me about sounding for the very first time. How do you not know what it is?
Huh?
I thought you were looking it up.
I don't
No.
want to put sounding in the notes, guys. I don't
What'd you
You
say?
got to type it down.
Well, goddamn
We
it!
just
Now I
told
have
you not
to
to
look
look
it
up
up.
sounding.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
David, do you not know what sounding is?
No.
Oh shit.
well, we're about to find
I
out.
hate
Yeah,
you.
it's gonna be a Cabra
my
special.
God.
Disclaimer: do not look up sounding at home.
Disclaimer.
Do it. Safe search
Big
Do
off.
fuck-
not
Fucking
look
is-
up sounding kits on Amazon. Don't do
Kits.
Shut up! There's kits.
that. Yeah, they
What do you
sell.
mean
They sell
there's
kits.
kits?
Yeah, well, you have to build yourself up to the bigger one.
No, I don't want to. Why? Oh, Brandon's looking at it. Brandon's looking at it.
I don't think that's right. The act or process of measuring the depth of the sea
Nope.
or other body
Nope.
of water.
No,
It's the act of inserting a metal rod into your urethra as to expand it. Oh,
Expand it.
I guess so.
You shove it to make it bigger.
Dude, I'm gauging my cock.
pretty much.
Oh,
If stimulated, can create some very intense orgasms. All right, some real fucking feisty tigers
just
out there,
fucking-
but I'm
how
good,
dare
bud.
you.
We had to censor that whole segment. That was crazy.
Cyrus, what the fuck?
That was just a 4-second beep or so, but we're good.
Oh man, yeah, definitely don't look that up. Don't
Yeah,
look up
it's
the
not
kits.
safe for life. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just
It's
gross.
very not safe.
Make
for
sure
life.
you don't go to Google and go to the
Stop,
video section
Cyrus,
and turn the safe
you
section,
fucking-
safe search off.
Don't forget ad blocker.
Yeah, yeah. Facebook blocker.
Oh, it's because urethral is supposed to be before sounding. That's why the other two definitions came up.
That's
There's,
perfect.
there's nautical medicine. What's the zoology definition?
Moving on.
Is that on Merriam's?
Famous video game YouTuber
Dude, to
Donkey.
the horse.
Donkey.
Yeah, Donkey announced he's
That's the Oxford.
launching a independent publishing indie company.
Saw
Oh,
this.
really?
Yeah, so he posted a video. He's like, I want anybody that thinks their shit's good or you're passionate, fucking send them my way. We'll get it going. I was like, holy crap.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a wonderful world of indie games that I think not the majority of players are tapping into. There are so many good indie titles out there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why the ID at Xbox program was pretty sweet there for a little bit, was because they were highlighting indie game developers on the front page in the store. They had their own tab. They'd come out to the Xbox showcases and shit like that.
right.
I think the future of indie games on Xbox blows because of Game Pass, because people normally don't buy indie games, but now indie games come to Day Pass. Game
Game
Pass.
Pass.
Sorry, Day Pass. Game Pass. Day one,
Game
and people
Pass.
would rather play free indie games than go to the store and pay $15 to $20 for one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's good indie games. There really are. It's just
Yeah.
all about finding them.
I don't know. You guys remember way back in 360? It was like a free game. It was called Dust and Elysian Tale.
Yep, I remember
That's a fucking. That, was all,
Castle Miner Z?
yeah.
Yeah.
That one was all done by one guy. The whole thing, all the paintings, all the animation, all the everything. It was
that game is special.
fucking great game. It's beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. There's an achievement where you gotta get a million hit combo, and I fucking got it.
Donkey also has listings for artists on there too. So like if you make art, there's a networking section where you can get your work out there so that indie developers, that want to make games can go and search through what you're doing.
That's
So
cool.
I'm gonna
See if
submit
it
my
applies,
beats, yeah, and I'm gonna see if people want me to make video game music for them, because obviously my beats are A class.
Fire, bro.
Fucking
Fucking
Fire.
fire indeed, my
was
son.
about to
Cyrus's beats, bro.
Every week you guys get a brand new beat cooked up.
Cooked up fresh from the
Straight
dome.
motherfucking slappers, dude.
Yeah, dude.
But it's awesome.
Like,
Like,
just start rapping over them, and then it's just gonna fucking take off.
We can
Like,
Dude,
Wait,
remember us when
choreograph.
you're famous.
We can do some simple lyrics. I mean, it's not too hard to
Yeah.
come up with.
Hey, my name's Rob, and I like Cobb.
we'll make our own intro eventually.
And if
Yeah,
you-
yeah, we could. Yeah,
Yeah.
Do
The
the
original
beat-
Cabros music.
yeah, that would be sick as shit.
Yeah, yeah. Our intro isn't ours, everyone. It's royalty free music.
Yeah, it is royalty free.
But it's a banger of a
It's a
royalty
banger.
free.
It was
Yo,
before I was making
slap it.
beats.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now we gotta work together on a beat.
I don't remember when I made the first beat for which episode. It might have been like late teens, early 20s, if I
I
remember
think it
correctly.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Wasn't
remember
it
the
the-
first.
I was just
beat.
fucking around one day. I was like, I'm gonna make a beat.
I just remember the SpongeBob one.
That's the first one I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first big one. That was the one that I put a lot of effort into, but it's still not great.
What do you mean? You
What
put
are you
effort into all
I can
your
make
songs.
it better.
You put effort into all your songs,
I'm a
Cyrus.
perfectionist. It can be better.
Yeah. Do better.
Okay.
Do
my bad.
better.
It's like sharpening a knife. You just want to keep sharpening it to make it sharper, but at some point, it's more about when you need to stop.
Fuck
Well,
yeah, man.
5 microns.
Respect.
Fucking razor.
A razor blade.
Yeah. Does anybody remember Tiny Tina's Wonderlands?
Yes.
It was a game that came out earlier this year. It's a spin-off of the Borderlands series.
Right.
Critical reception of the game was not great. Players are frustrated with it. They just feel like it shouldn't
Have been made
happened.
in the first place.
Other players are like, hey, this is fine. This is a traditional Borderlands experience with a different flavor.
Okay.
Take-Two, 2K, they've come out and they've said that the game has shattered their expectations. They said the reviews of it were great and they made a lot of money on it. They sold way more copies than they actually projected to sell.
Well,
So the
because-
game was a success, which means they will keep moving in a direction where they keep spinning off Borderlands games. There's a new Tales from the Borderlands coming out next month.
Yeah.
It's called New Tales from the Borderlands.
Literally new tales.
Yeah, it's a what the fuck's the name of the studio?
Telltale.
Telltale. It's a Telltale Games.
Hmm.
The first Tales from the Borderland, really good. It's really good. It tells a really good story. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for a sequel for that. The only thing that people are critical of is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands DLC. The people are upset that they paid all this money for a season pass for like an hour of content.
Yeah, I heard they're really small.
Yeah, they're very small. They don't have really each pack only has like 80 gamer score worth of achievements, so it ain't shit.
Yeah, it's not even a full game.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. And it drew people back to Borderlands 3 Season Pass, where the first 2 DLCs were pretty good. They were,
It was
they met a
Jackpot-
level of quality that met the original game itself.
It was Jackpot and then the Western one, right?
Yes, and then I don't remember the last 2.
It was Guns and Tentacles.
Guns and Tentacles.
Yeah.
But then the last 2 DLCs came out and people were very lukewarm to it because Borderlands 2 had some god tier DLC,
Yeah.
including Tiny Tina's Assault on the Dragon Keep.
Best DLC.
It was basically a Dungeons and Dragons style Borderlands experience, and that's what inspired the Tiny Tina's spinoff. And people were upset because the last DLC pack for Borderlands 3 was Krieg's Fustercluck,
Clusterfuck.
and it was bad.
Less-
It was just it lacked content, and it wasn't that long, and it was a result of COVID just really fucking with the production of it. And people were upset because it wasn't as good as Borderlands 2's DLC. Because people still play Borderlands 2 just because of Tiny Tina's Assault on the Dragon's Keep. It's so popular, it's now a standalone game.
Yeah.
So you can just buy that DLC.
Wait,
pack
really?
as a
The
standalone game.
DLC?
Yeah, if you go into the store and you look up Tiny Tina's Assault on the Dragon Keep, it's now a standalone game.
That's insane. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
So you
kind
don't have to play through all the Borderlands 2. You can just play that DLC pack.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
don't
pretty
know how much money it is, but yeah.
And then they released expansion for it before Borderlands 3 came out, right? It was like 7 years after the game, like the last DLC dropped for it.
Borderlands 2. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just before Borderlands 3 came out. They dropped one last DLC pack, and it pissed everyone off because for 5-6 years, what they kept doing is when a new DLC, the game launched with a level cap of 50. Every time there was a new DLC pack, the level cap would raise, which meant that the weapons that were super powerful that you once had at level 50 aren't as powerful because now you can get level 60 version of all those weapons. When they came out with the last DLC pack in 2013, the level cap maxed out at 72. That was the last level that you could get. And then 6 years later, they released one last DLC pack. It raised the level cap to 80. So you had people that were grinding their accounts for fucking 5 years, and now all of their shit just became obsolete. They need to go grind for all of it again because the new level cap is 80. Grind. And that's kind of shitty. That's very shitty.
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's a looter shooter. It's just all about the grind for those games.
Grind,
Grind.
Right.
Drum! No!
Poor Dom.
Did you guys see that James Earl Jones is retiring from voicing Darth Vader?
Sign the
wow.
rights.
Yeah, signing the rights of his voice over so they can keep his recordings, everything, but he's not gonna make any more recordings. So I was like,
And it opens the door for somebody else to be
Keith
the
David,
voice actor.
or who would you
That's
want to be?
fucking wild.
Chadwick Boseman.
I don't
How
know
do
about-
you? How do we know with all the shit that he already had pre-recorded? How do we know? How do we know?
But not for Darth Vader.
How do we know?
I don't fucking know.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
Not me.
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I would
If not,
see or Lance Riddick. Lance Riddick.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know who Lance Riddick is?
No.
Okay,
Ooh,
it's gonna sound stupid, but you know Zavala in Destiny?
Yep.
That's him.
Andre Braher would probably.
Okay,
Andre
Zavala.
Benjamin?
Yeah.
That would be an
Braher?
interesting one.
I'm sorry,
How do you say
Miss
his last
Jackson.
name?
What was it? Andre who?
Andre Braher,
Who's he?
the captain in 99.
Oh.
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 Sergeant Foley's voice.
Okay, yeah, that would actually
Yeah.
be pretty, I would like that too.
He has the
Sorry,
right kind of
Miss
voice. He
Jackson.
could probably do a pretty good Darth Vader.
Okay.
What if they had open auditions for people trying to do Vader?
Andre Benjamin of Outcast.
Private Allen, you don't know the power of the dark side.
I'll tell you what.
Luke, switch to your other weapon.
It's not unusual.
To be loved by anyone.
I don't know. I'm thinking, who's the guy that did the damn son? Where'd you find this?
McLovin.
McLovin.
It's not
yeah.
Nicholas.
Yeah, it is.
That is such a white whale. Or a red herring, sorry.
Oh, white whale.
It was a colored animal, okay? What?
Whoa. Sorry.
It's called Animals of Color.
Yeah, what the fuck, Cyrus?
Am I supposed to call a red panda then, huh?
A red panda,
Well,
that's fine.
that's different. That's scientific.
A Native American
okay.
panda.
Oh my god, Brandon!
The commander's
Dude, we're talking about Darth Vader over here.
Washington panda.
The Washington Pandas, man.
Oh, man.
James Earl Jones, man. I don't know who to find,
Shit.
but
He's
for the moment, they're just gonna keep using his voice over and over.
Hey, that works.
Money.
Dark side. How many times can you say dark side before it gets old?
Dark side.
Dark
How many times you say dark side before it loses its dark side?
Dark side.
Dark side.
Dark side. Dark side.
Dark
side.
I move to the dark side with you. Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Oh.
I don't like
chocolate
chip. I don't like burnt cookies.
They're not burnt.
Yeah, but you said they're a little dark.
No,
No
I
dark
said the dark
chocolate.
side.
What are you doing?
We have cookies.
Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah?
We have cookies.
Where are they? I
At the
don't
dark
see
side.
any fucking cookies on you.
That's because it's dark over here. I'm over here to get the cookies.
Oh boy.
I don't do good under pressure.
Under cookie.
Looking at you.
Under cookies.
Through the glass.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Looking at you through the glass. I
Don't
think
know.
there's something in my ass.
I was about to rhyme it with ass too.
Thank you for your cookie ass cookie.
Okay,
All I know is that it
Cyberpunk.
feels
Has
like
anybody
a finger.
been back on that?
I actually was playing it the other night.
I've heard that there's been a lot of improvements, and the Steam concurrent players have gone up to 95,000.
I saw.
The anime is fucking
I've been
killer,
watching
apparently.
that too.
How is that?
It's fucking amazing.
Really?
It's really good. I'm not being biased whatsoever because it's made by my favorite anime
The
studio.
suicide
Okay.
number's right here, dude, the whole time.
The
What?
what?
When you ripped the fucking... I just looked over and I was like, what? You ripped the phone book and it's right here.
What is?
The suicide hotline number. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was like, what the fuck of all the things?
Well, at
there
least
if we need
it's
it.
close to the front.
Yeah.
Wait, how is that possible? I ripped it down the spine.
Yeah, but you took off a couple of the front pages and it's right there. It's National
Ah.
Crisis Hotline, the National Runaway Switchboard, and the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
All right.
Yeah. Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah.
No, the show
Well,
show's really good.
apparently- Okay, so the show's pretty good.
Yeah, there's
And what's it based on?
it's completely. It's based on another different character. It's not like your character that you play.
Right.
In the first episode, they kind of reference your character.
Vito Scaletta.
Yes, Cyrus?
I'm just looking through the phone book, dude.
Put the
Suicide
fucking
hotline?
phone book down.
We're gonna need that number in a minute. Jeez.
Well, yeah. But funny enough, like because
Because
they reference it's a brain dance that the first thing you see is a little clip of like a cyber psycho going off and getting killed by Max Tech,
Right.
and it's a thing you can actually find in game, and it's after that you start a mission for looking for David Martinez, who's the protagonist of the show,
Okay.
and I literally before I watched the show I played a little bit of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
The last thing I did was I found that random brain dance, and then I saw the show. I was like, I literally just found this right now. It was
That's
pretty
sick.
cool.
That's
But
sick.
it's pretty insane. Like his like big mod that he has is that he can like move super fast and time like slows down around him, and like it's just beautifully animated. The colors are it's fucking
Nice.
It's what I expected Cyberpunk to look like with all the neon and all the bright colors.
Right.
It looks insane.
For sure.
Again,
I
I'm
heard,
not being biased.
They made a bunch of quality of life improvements to the game. The cop interactions are better. Some of the gameplay features were enhanced in some aspects, and then DLC. Have any of you guys gotten into that DLC at
Is
all?
it is
I
it
still
out?
haven't beaten the
haven't
game. I've
Oh.
played like 2 hours of it because it's still broken.
Well,
Wait.
apparently it's playable and enjoyable now.
I'll have to give it another try, but
Yeah.
Is it a is that only for Series X though, the DLC, or is
No,
this...
it's
It's on every
platform-wide.
platform.
Yeah.
It's updates from next update forward will only be for the next generation of
Oh,
consoles.
okay. But like, is that DLC out? Because I didn't see anything.
Oh, like the newest DLC?
Yeah.
No, it's coming next year, and it's going to be next the current gen only, which is Series X, PS5.
Okay.
Okay. So the DLC's not out. My bad.
And it's only gonna be.
It was just an update that they put
Okay.
out for the moment.
I'm fucked.
Well, hopefully, I'm gonna jump back into it too,
Mhm.
because I always want to jump back into it, but there's still that like missing touch,
Mhm.
you know. So
There's a. I will say the one thing I did see an improvement on. Ever since I got the game, they're like the little opening sequence where it shows like the legal announcements and all the publishers and the anime and all the whatever.
right, the
It-
intro.
yeah, it would do like a little glitch every time it changes the screen.
Yeah.
For me, that's the sound was always like off. Like it like the screen would do something and then it would go off and like it'd always
Right.
be late and it lagged like that. When I booted it up for the first time of the day, that was fixed. So I was like, oh,
Oh,
they fixed something.
good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
but and then I played and I didn't have any crashes. Some of the time, sometimes the world would disappear, but it would be like a quick like frame drop or whatever.
Right.
But overall, it was still good. I beat it finally, and I got the fucking shit ending.
Mm.
But
you seem to do that.
I did it.
You were saying the other night that you got the same thing in Odyssey.
yeah,
I
I
accidentally
just don't realize.
I intentionally played Cyberpunk and got the intentional shitty ending intentionally because I was like, oh, this is probably gonna be a stupid ending. If we got the same one.
Was it where'd you end up at the last thing?
So you're sitting in the chair and you're looking out over the world and you go, handgun, that looks tasty.
Handgun did look tasty.
Yeah. And then you go through the ending of the game and then all the characters like do their final goodbyes to V and it's like, that's fucking depressing.
Yeah. Okay. Then we got the exact. Same
Yeah, I
thing.
was
know
like,
what's
oh, and I reloaded the game and I got the ending that I wanted. And I was like, I just did it to be curious. And I was like, that was morbid as
see,
fuck.
here's what I
Holy
thought.
shit.
When I selected that one, I thought, oh, this is the right option. Nope.
It's so bad you don't even get the achievements for beating the game.
I got an achievement.
For beating the game?
Yeah.
Not on that ending, I didn't think.
I got it. It was an
Oh,
80
okay.
game score or 90
Okay.
game score. So
Maybe it was because you reloaded it and then did the other ending.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't.
You
like,
You probably have
I
to
didn't
go through
probably
the credit
complete it.
scene. Yeah.
I was gonna say yeah, because I didn't get the achievement for it. I thought I was just like being punished for getting the bet.
I'm probably gonna.
V needed the number.
I'm probably gonna go again because I started.
5.
I did a Street Kid as my background. I'm probably gonna go back and do Corpo or maybe I'll do Nomad.
I'm doing a corpo run. I suggest Nomad.
Nomad's what I do. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you start out in the Badlands, don't you?
Yep, you start out in the desert, and your first mission is you have to smuggle an iguana into the city with
Wow.
with
All right,
what's his name?
Jackie.
Jackie. Yeah, and then it does the whole cutscene of all the things that you did with Jackie, and I'm like, cool, this looks awesome. And then you do one mission with Jackie.
R.I.P. Jackie.
Rest in peace, Jackie.
Rest in peace.
And then there's a 3-hour sequence for
I
Jackie's
fucking-
fucking funeral.
I was about to say,
that
I
shit was
fucking-
brutal when the game didn't work. It was fucking horrible to play.
Just the high density scenes.
The camera was never looking at who was talking. When it was, their face was like just gone or something.
More.
I could never understand like the armor and the mods and everything, cause like
Oh,
I would
yeah.
I get like
There's so many.
yeah, I had like orange tier armor, but then I'll find like a white piece that's better than what I have. I was like, how, why?
Jackie was the best companion, then he died, and then you're just like, all right, Pan Am, come here.
Yeah, I got went to Judy, cause
What?
she was a female. My
Pan
character
Am.
female.
Pan Am is the easy choice.
What?
I mean, if you want the one of the love interests,
Oh.
You
cause
get one of 3 love interests in the game.
Oh.
depending on your voice, not what you got down there. It's
Oh.
depending on your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because I put it so that my character had a dick but had the voice of a female, and I could only get with.
No,
the
you
female.
can romance anybody you want in the game. There's 3
Now
characters.
Judy, you have to have a female character.
Oh, Judy's fucking close-minded. Who cares?
I know.
Pan Am gang.
I do.
Gang, gang.
I took her. I saved her. We went swimming. It was beautiful.
They made it to where you can wear custom outfits and they'll save it and you can still switch out your gear, but still have
Like
Got it.
a layer.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's kinda
cool.
cool.
The fashion in it is great. There's a lot of cool combinations.
Right.
You can do.
You're right, and
But-
being able to save one that's pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Tyson picked up the game for the first time in almost 2 years
Mhm.
because he played it on the fucking old fat Xbox One. Don't know how he did it. He got all 44 achievements.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so the broken, buggy, glitchy mess that Brandon complains about, that's what Tyson did for like 60 hours.
Good lord.
Yeah. And then he picked it up. He's playing on the Series X. He's like, oh wow,
It just works.
it's just like I remembered it. I'm like, no, it isn't.
Yeah.
But he was pissed because they respected all of his
Yeah.
fucking skills that he put into his trees like 2 years ago, and he forgot everything. He's like, I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, they changed the perks around and they just refunded everybody's perks.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So they keep reworking the perk system. So every time they rework it, you have to dump all your points back into your trees.
If you have to remember how you did it.
I didn't remember how I did it. I just dumped it into a bunch of random
Yeah.
stuff that looked cool.
I did save like the attribute points because I would like if I wouldn't know if I needed them right away or
Correct.
not. Which you should do, save your attribute points. You can put them in whenever you want.
I can't wait till you can fly in that game. Like just
I want to go to fucking space, bro. I want to
Yeah.
fucking space.
I think Cyberpunk can be something great if they keep working on it, but I guess just we'll find out.
Mhm. You know what beat the game? During the credit scene, it showed the multiplayer department, and I just laughed because I don't know what the fuck they did.
They didn't throw it away. I imagine all that work is still there. They're
It's just like saved.
focused on
Yeah.
saving the game, like making it so that people are like, this was a good experience.
They're making a comeback. Like we said when we first played, like it comes out broken, but you just gotta give it a few years for it to come to its full fruition. Which
Yeah.
sucks.
The real winners are the people that are gonna buy it next year.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's
For the first
fully
time.
just works.
Yeah, and they're
Like
gonna get
we compare a lot to Battlefield 4, how when it first came out, it was
Yeah,
Dog
it
shit.
was dog shit.
it's just like Battlefield 2042 right now.
No, they fixed it. Not entirely, but 2042 runs a lot better now.
Mm.
It's better, but it's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's far from.
It's not the same, man.
They ironed the front and back of the shirt, but they still got to get the sleeves, you know. Steam press it.
I'm stuck on a tank topville. Poor bastards.
Where are the creases in your shirt?
Oh God. Did you iron your shirt this morning?
Your shirt.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Fold your clothes with you still in
No,
it.
but I'm probably gonna go back and play more Cyberpunk because, god damn it, I love the fucking aesthetic. I
Yeah.
love the goddamn neon.
No, it's always been fun to look at. Like,
Yeah.
the game world is just genuinely interesting.
I just
Right.
need to take a moment and just walk around at night because fuck.
It's really fun to play on the computer.
Give me your
'cause-
computer.
Yeah, we can set it up
Yeah.
because it's cool to turn on the ray tracing and be able to amp it up a little bit, because that's when it gets like, oh, okay, this is fun to look at, and it's cool and it's raining
Mm-hmm.
because you see it. Just it's RTX is something cool to have every once in a while.
Colin will just turn on his fucking 3090 and just whoop all of us.
Dude, they did a
Fucking
4080
melt all
now.
of us, yeah,
There's a fucking 4080 coming out.
yeah.
Wow.
But
$1,500.
it's not. The 40 series is going to be interesting, especially since one of the major competitors, that EVGA, bouncing out of making graphics cards.
Oh shit, really?
They're just saying numbers.
Yeah.
They're processors for graphics cards, man.
Bro, I own
Yeah.
a 360.
uh,
How many
don't know.
360s do I need to hook up to like equals PC?
Maybe
oof,
6.
maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. The fucking Xbox only has 512 megabytes of RAM.
But what about the Series X?
I don't know, but it's got 12 teraflops.
It's
Let
got
me look it up. I think it's
probably
probably
8
16
gigabytes.
gigs. 8 or
8 to
16 gigabytes.
Damn. Okay.
It's got
You're
a
probably
lot.
right with 16.
It's the way it quicker zooms game. I think it would be 16 gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
16 or 32.
when we
maybe.
first brought over your Series
Huh.
X. It was you were playing Borderlands or something, and
Yep.
you unplugged it, brought it over
Drove
here,
it here.
plugged it back in, started exactly where you left
Immediately
off.
That was
started, yeah.
mind blowing.
I
It was
sh-
fucking
shit
insane.
myself, and then you put the loading times for GTA 5, and I shit myself.
Dude,
It
it's so
does have
nice.
16 gigs of RAM, and the Series S has 10.
Damn.
So both of them are over.
Oh,
8,
so it's better, way better to get the Series X over the S then.
No, not necessarily.
The Series S is for it's more of a budget option for Xbox users. I like my opinion on it is it's the I'm gonna download 2 or 3 games and play them at a time and that's it. Or people that only play Madden and Warzone.
Right.
Just Game Pass players, pretty
Yeah.
much. Okay.
Basically, if you want a bunch of games installed, I wouldn't buy the Series S. But if you're the guy that just plays like literally 3 or 4 games at a time, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want the Series
Especially if
X.
they're older games.
Like if you were gonna buy a console for a kid, I believe I would get the Series S because they're just gonna put fucking Fortnite on it. They're gonna play Fortnite all day, so you might as
Yeah.
well get them a system.
They're
to
never
play
going to ask
Fortnite.
you to go to GameStop to get a disc game.
That's true.
Yeah, like, I
Yeah.
don't see any kids beneath the age of 18 going and buying discs.
It's hilarious because Tyson actually has a problem with his Xbox profile. It won't take his debit card, so he has to
What?
go to Amazon and buy a gift card every time he needs money.
Damn.
Poor
Rip.
bastard. Yeah. So he's always got to be on his phone or next to his computer if he wants to buy something on the Xbox because he has to get a card. I told him, I said, bank hates you.
Wait, yeah, you need like a memory card now for the Series X, don't you?
Yeah, well, you don't need it. So the ideal way that you're supposed to use the Series X is you can download all the games you want. So like if you buy a 2 terabyte hard drive like the one that David has right there, you can honestly store all the Series X games on the hard drive. The problem is it needs to be installed internally to run the game. So what they want you to do is install all your games and then only move the games that you're playing to the internal storage.
But you can still play the games on the external as long as they're not Series X enhanced.
Yes, so if it's
Okay.
like a 360 Xbox One game, you can play them on the external drive. But if it's a Series X game, it needs to be on the internal. So basically, it's like, oh, if you don't want to delete a game, but you're not playing it, you move it to the external drive.
Okay,
And you just
okay.
let it sit on the external drive until you're ready to use it, and then you move it back over because it's a lot easier than re-downloading it.
True enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I know Brandon streams a lot because of that reason.
Well,
That's,
he has an Xbox One.
that's true.
Yeah.
But
It
streaming's
doesn't
great.
matter.
The streaming's awesome.
Yeah, it's all fucking great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As long as your internet connection's clear, it's fucking perfect.
I've never had a problem with streaming. Like the only time I've had problems with streaming is when I have like really bad internet connection, and then I
Yeah.
go, "Oh, it's my bad internet connection."
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
It's like my brother's awake. I shouldn't stream a game because
It ain't gonna work.
yeah, it just ain't gonna do it.
It's nice that more games are becoming cloud streamable, especially
Like
on Game
Deathloop.
Pass.
Deathloop. Literally, I wanted to play Deathloop, but I can't because I don't have a Series X. But then the next day after it came out on Game Pass, it's like, oh, he can stream it.
Mm-hmm. How are we liking Deathloop? Everyone that's played it.
Deathloop is great. It's fucking
I
hilarious.
was just having a hard time understanding what's happening.
Well, that's the whole
I just need to
point.
play more.
Yeah, you just have to figure out what's going on.
It's
Oscar.
fuck.
You just can't remember.
Oh, of course.
I think that's fun in the game though. Is like that's what really kept me playing it. Was I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but I want to know.
The fucking beginning where it's like, I don't know a fucking code, and then another version you're just like, dude, you know the code.
What?
Who are you?
What fucking code?
I'm you. No, I'm not. No, you are me.
And then it gets blasted, and you get dropped.
Yep. And he's like, oh, I did know the code.
Did I just fucking die?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's been a PS5 exclusive, but it's been off on my radar because I know it's a game that I wasn't gonna play until it came to a console
Yeah.
that I owned.
Well, I know you can invade people in that. I'm trying to
Yes.
Yeah.
invade you guys.
Yeah, it's made
Oh,
from.
if you're gonna be on later, I'm down to try it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also made by Arcane, and I feel like the Deathloop is a good gap point between Dishonored and Redfall next year.
It feels a lot like Dishonored, honestly.
It-
It's like goofy Dishonored.
I call it Dishonored with extra steps.
Yeah.
Like Dishonored with guns.
There is guns in Dishonored.
Do you guys remember what game that was? Like Skyrim with guns?
Yeah, that was
Far
Far
Cry
Cry 3.
3.
Yeah.
It's like Skyrim with guns.
And
It
going
really
back
was.
and playing them? No. I think it was because Skyrim really changed the mold of what open world games were supposed to be. Because there was
Yeah.
games like
Two worlds.
GTA and Red Dead where they were open worlds, and then you played Skyrim and it was an open world with a bunch of activities and interactions.
It was
that you could do
actually
with
an
it.
RPG.
Yeah. Maybe not because people always argue about the role playing aspect of the game, but it was fun to go around and make decisions and play quests how you wanted to
Yeah.
a certain extent. And then other games started to mimic that formula. I don't think Far Cry 3 really mimicked that. It was an open world just after Skyrim, and
You were
everyone was
just
like,
shooter
"Oh."
guy. You were just like, I only have guns.
That's
You know?
because that's what everyone said when Skyrim came out. They were like, dude, could you imagine Skyrim with guns?
Far Cry 3.
It's like, have you played Fallout?
Yeah, I was about to say. New Vegas came out the year before Skyrim. You can play that.
That's more similar to what Skyrim with guns is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
I remember the memes. They were like, "Oh, how I wish I could play that," and it was just a picture of a dude in a Brotherhood of Steel armor. It's like,
What the fuck?
I wonder. Yeah, Redfall's gonna be exciting. It is coming to Xbox and PC only.
Hell yeah.
Part of the big Bethesda
It's
acquisition.
what was it? It's a horde shooter vampire, right?
Yeah,
Vampire.
so they showed off one trailer. It was like a cinematic, and it was just a group of 4 people blasting vampires.
Left and right.
Mm-hmm. So if it's a like co-op shooter that you can play with your friends, that would be amazing.
I hope it isn't. It's not like Back for Blood where it just falls off after a while. Because Back for Blood was
like-
what we were waiting for.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm still into Back for Blood. The problem is like the cool thing about Left 4 Dead was that the campaigns were short enough to where you could just start one with a group of friends and complete it real quick. and then you can just move on to a different one. The
Mhm.
problem with Back for Blood is it's one big, long, continuous story, and each level is like sequential, so you can't really just jump into a mission and play it for fun. It's like, oh, here's all the story that we're going through.
And then if you jump in, it's like, oh, by the way, this is happening now.
And the problem is since there were like 5 of us playing it, we each had different points in the game that we made it to, so we had to keep replaying levels depending on who we were running it with.
That fucking howitzer one, where you had to blow up the
That was
cave.
fun.
That was a good one. It pissed me off though.
You
But it was a good
can
one.
on the harder difficulties, it'll spawn an ogre, and there's an achievement to kill an ogre with the howitzer.
I'll be back.
It's actually really easy to do.
Yeah, just wait for him to walk in front of you.
Well, he spawns as soon as you fire off the first one, but
Huh.
there's skill cards that you can use that make you reload the howitzer almost immediately. So you immediately just go fucking fire it off.
Jesus.
And he's standing right in the way when he spawns.
And just fucking like a machine gun. Poof,
Yep.
poof, poof, poof.
There's a DLC that's out. I have the season pass so we can play it as long as I'm
Oh,
the host.
really? As long as
Yeah.
you're the host?
If I'm the host, you all get to play it.
Damn.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
We
so
should. We'll
if
definitely
everyone
try
still has Back for Blood downloaded.
that. I think I do.
I can stream it. I just
Yeah.
undownloaded
I was about
it.
to say, yeah, it should be streamable.
Yeah, it's Game Pass.
Game Pass lets you stream
Dude.
everything.
Yep.
What a
it's
fucking
streamable.
service.
It's nice. It really saves you just from downloading it. I mean, if
Right.
it's a game you're going to be playing for a long time, you should probably install it.
Yeah.
But if it's a game that you're playing real quick or with friends, it's nice to be able to just to stream it.
And on the series at least, streaming quality is pretty adequate. I mean, I haven't run into any issues.
Well, the problem with streaming is it really just entirely depends on can your system process a stream and
Right.
output it in the quality that it's downloading it at. That's
Right.
why it works so well on an Xbox One. Because their
Hmm.
intention was if people don't want to get Xbox, Series X consoles, you can still stream it on a One
Right.
and experience good quality of a game.
Good quality.
That's why you can stream it on your phone for crime's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
I was playing Maneater on my phone when I had some family members staying over and they were sleeping in the living room. I couldn't play my Xbox, so I just brought my controller, put my phone in front of me, and just fucking play Maneater. It was insane.
Logitech is actually making a device. It's the cloud streaming device that you can stream Xbox Game Pass through. It
Oh.
looks like a Switch controller. It has all the buttons built in with the screen. $300.
Oh.
And
Holy
people were
fuck.
like,
It's
"You
like-
want me to pay $300 for a cloud streaming device?"
Yeah, it's not
Because
even a full console.
for the same price, you can go get an actual Switch.
Mm-hmm. You can get a cheaper
Or-
Switch Lite.
For $200, you can buy a big ass Samsung tablet and do the same thing.
Yeah.
And you have a big ass Samsung tablet now. Because you can get I think it's the Tab A7 or something like that.
Well, and then the Series S is only 350, 300.
The Series S is the same price, yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone's
So-
like $300 for a streaming only handheld system. That doesn't sound right. Because
Right.
you could probably get a Chromebook and stream it on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chromebooks are cheap. They
Huh.
also suck, but they're cheap.
Did PlayStation do the game streaming first? Or was it
Yeah.
Xbox?
Well, what happened was it was a service called OnLive like 11 or 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember I used to get YouTube ads for it all the time when Saints Row the Third came out, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is a streaming only service, or you can stream games to your computer. It doesn't matter what computer you have, you can stream these games." I did like a 1 week free trial, and I was able to stream games to a old Toshiba satellite,
Oh, wow.
and it worked pretty well. Well, what happened was the service ran for like 2 or 3 years, and it wasn't catching on. PlayStation bought it, and they turned it into PlayStation Now.
And I remember the big thing was you could play God of War on it, right?
Yeah, so basically Sony will never let their games be available on a console. Basically what they do is they go, "Oh, you can stream them." So right now on PlayStation 5, you can stream PS1, PS2, PS3 classics. You can't download them, you can stream them only. As opposed to Xbox that lets you download some games outright.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. PlayStation was the first one to do streaming. The problem is that I remember playing it and it sucked.
Yeah, their
Xbox-
connections were.
Yeah, the connections weren't great, but Xbox is doing it better.
That's why I had my doubts about Xbox streaming because I remember how shitty PlayStation was, but
Yep.
it's great.
I remember when the Xbox Series X was first getting announced, I thought it was a streaming console the way they were talking about Project X Cloud. And I was worried. I was like, dude, I don't want to stream my games. I don't want to.
Right.
But now you can do it whenever you want
It's kind of
and
an
still get
optional
the
thing.
games.
Yep. Well, it also opens the door for Xbox. Like they just signed a deal with, I forget which company.
Activision.
No, it's with a TV company where they're going to start putting Xbox firmware built into smart TVs. So that you can
Samsung.
just open. Well, Samsung has an app now on
Oh.
TVs bought this year. You can download the Xbox app and you can now stream straight to your smart TV.
That's fucking
Wow.
insane, bro.
You just Bluetooth hook up a controller to your TV and you can.
That's
Like
awesome, bro.
But what they're trying to do is they're going to start making Xbox TVs where it's like a Roku TV, but it has the Xbox software so that you can stream games to it through Game
That's
Pass.
fucking
Ultimate
nuts.
gamer moment right there.
Mhm.
You're gonna fucking.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Just get an Xbox TV for the downstairs.
Oh
Why
yeah.
not? Right? Fuck it.
Fucking hell, that's wild.
Brandon's laughing.
Sorry, I just saw this gamer picture for the first time in a while.
Brandon's memeing.
Well, do we want to wrap it up there? Anybody else got anything
Let me
before we
double
do?
check. Let me double check.
Dingleberg.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. I pretty much covered most of my topics.
Yeah, we're at an hour 20.
Yeah.
Huh?
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Be sure to check us out on Wednesday for our gaming upload. And
Yeah,
then,
We know what it is, but you don't.
Well, we
Yeah.
can tell them what it is. Psych them up for it.
yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
frenzy of
It's
some
called-
fusion.
Yeah, Fusion Frenzy. It's an
Yeah.
old Xbox classic.
Classic indeed, my friend.
If I know who wins, it kind of sucks who wins, but it's
One
okay.
of it's one of the four of us.
One of the four of us.
Who could it be?
It was a good battle.
Statistically speaking,
That's Colton.
he wasn't even here. He just takes dubs.
Yeah, he's that good.
Fucking eats those.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye
Thanks.
everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
Boy.
Or good morning, depending where you're at.
Yeah.